Good evening, snipers. I hope you all are having an amazing weekend. Sorry about the delay. I'm having some technical issues on my end. But yeah, let's kick off with our weekly seasonality. Easy Money already made his analysis here. Uh, we have Dow, S&P, Nasdaq down like it's only up 38% of the time. Any number under 40 and over 60 is something that I personally take it a little bit more seriously when he posts it. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday seems like a little bit more bearish. Thursday, kind of iffy with 52% of the time being green, but Friday again being a little bit more iffy again. So bearish to start the week and then kind of becomes a little bit more stable, or the volatility kind of subsides, is how I kind of see it. So keep that in mind and be a little bit more careful with respect to uh, the seasonality front. Here, earnings calendar. I'm looking at two stocks here. One is the Palo Alto Networks. The other one is Snowflake. Snowflake. I posted out the details about it. I think there's quite a bit of call flow on it. Over 200, 195, 197.50, 192.50. But then they also hedge their position with the 170 puts on Snowflake. So this is the main one that I'll be looking out for on the earnings front. I was actually happy looking at the economic calendar when Easy posted it. I was like, holy crap, like, there's so many Fed speakers this week. Kind of weird. But Anyway, did the live end? Is something that I'm hearing. I think it's back on. But anyway, the like there's so many Fed speakers that are coming out, but it's mostly Trump. We have been experiencing this with Trump anyway, like him coming out and talking things and all that. So I don't see much of a problem at this moment. But um, see like there's Kashkari, and yeah, he's one of them who can, like, be a little bit more drastic with respect to how he can swing the market with his comments. But otherwise, I don't see much here which would really impact the market. So keep an eye out for that on the earnings calendar. I mean, economic calendar front as well. Next one is, let's start with our SPY analysis, with my SPY analysis here on the 65-minute time frame. We have talked about this. Wedges are being broken to the upside. We are looking at 595 and 600 to the upside. Probably a little bit of a pullback somewhere around here is what I was kind of expecting. Obviously, there is the Moody's downgrade that came in, and now we want to hold this 589 to 590 zone, or we go straight down to 585 and then start attacking the bull gap at around 577. I don't think this bull gap will be entirely filled. I definitely think, like, like we'll probably see something like this, right? Like we'll probably see something like that, and then partially the bull gap gets filled and we head right back up to make a higher high. Right now the market looks a little bit more bullish than bearish, so any kind of pullback is going to be buy the dip opportunity. But I'm not talking about it on the weekly time frames. I'm talking about on higher time frames, like longer dated swings and things like that. So any kind of pullback, I would be more interested in playing it to the upside, for longer dated swings per se on these on the small account, as on the on my account per se, based off options. So keep an eye out for that. There can be a little bit of a shenanigan, a volatile move, probably like a 5 to 7% correction before we head right back up. So just keep that in mind. There will be some volatility based off the Moody's downgrade. So keep that in mind and play the market as in how it kind of evolves. Anything to the upside, you're looking for 595 and 600. These are your two levels to the upside. Anything to the downside, you're looking at 589. Break that is 585. 585 breaks, we are going straight down to 580 to 577. So these are your levels that you want to look for on the downside. Um, Next one is QQQ. We are looking at there's nothing bearish about QQQ also. Like I've talked about this double top before. We broke the neckline, we slammed right back down, and then now we are like trying to head back to the all-time highs. Uh, yeah, any kind of dip on QQQ, I would probably look for a retest of 500. I don't see. Yeah, 592 as is at most is what I kind of see in this market. But other than that, I just feel like we can go all the way back to 540 pretty easily on QQQ. Already Bitcoin, I think it's breaking higher, right? Like where is Bitcoin? Yeah, Bitcoin is almost there. We are trying to break out higher. Like this is the region that I was expecting for it to have like a nice upside move once it breaks out. I think it should break out even higher here towards 112. But there's a little bit of dip that I'm seeing right now based on the chart, but I think it's going to be pumping back right back up over 106 before the open. So keep an eye out for that on Bitcoin. But anyway, let me finish my QQQ analysis. On the QQQ analysis on the daily, you're looking at 515. If 515 is broken, 508 and 500 are your targets lower. If 500 is broken, 590, 492.50, 492.50 to 492. I don't see anything lower other than under 492 on QQQ. So keep an eye out for that on QQQ. Next one is IWM. Where is IWM? Okay. IWM, we are looking at like, a pretty substantial pullback here on IWM. Here again, every time we hit that trend line, any day we see that peekaboo setup on IWM, I would be a little bit more willing to swing trades to the upside with some 1 DT calls or or weekly calls here. 215 is the level above. 205 is the level that has to hold. If 205 doesn't hold, we are going all the way back to 198, 200 to 198 on IWM. So these are your levels that you want to look out for on the downside. Anything to the upside, you want to see this trend line break out, and that will give you the clue to play it to the upside. That's mostly about IWM. Next, I'll talk about the top three trade ideas for this week. The first one is I will first one like the third on the list is ARM. ARM, it tried to break above that 135 and closed above on Friday. Pretty nice looking chart here. Once that if we can hold that 135, we can go up to 142. But if this 145 is not held, there is a extremely good chance that 135 breaks down towards 125. I think 140 to 50 is the first target here, and above that is 150. So keep an eye out for that. Nice looking chart, nice little breakout, and it can probably flag also and show some relative strength, and like let the 9 catch up on the daily before it kind of blasts off. So there's no real setup at this point. Like I would say, oh, you know what, this is where you enter. But if you are seeing flows, if you are seeing some news, if you are seeing something going on there, that is when 135 will be broken towards the upside towards 140 to 50 to 150. So keep an eye out for that. Anything to the downside, you would want to see that 125 level hold on ARM. So keep an eye out for that on ARM. Next is what else was I looking at? Next one is Microsoft. Obviously, this one has broken out, and I think if we do see a pullback towards this trend line, that's something that I would really appreciate to go back long on Microsoft. Took a while to come back and break that out. Very strong setup, very strong chart. Any dip towards that 440 zone, I would be a little bit more willing to play to the downside. I mean, I would be willing to play for a swing again on Microsoft. So keep an eye out for that level there for the 9 EMA to catch up for the price as well. Anything to the upside, I would want to see. I would want to see this 450 hold. If 450 is holding, I would probably play some 460 calls here on Microsoft. So that's my second trade idea. Second best stock that I'm looking for this week to trade. Last but not the least, the best setup that's out there is definitely MSTR. I just talked about Bitcoin also briefly, but I will be talking about it in just a minute. Nice breakout. like finally we are testing that breakout zone again. Last time it did, it broke out. It absolutely ran towards 544 before it kind of broke down back again. But again, it's trying to do that thing where there's a falling wedge setup, and we are looking like MSTR can go up to 450 at least on the breakout of this falling wedge. So keep an eye out for that nice little bull flag that's forming here. You can go into 4 hours, 30 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever time frame you want. You will see exactly these trend lines again, and you can play those trend lines on those time frames as well. Try to this is the trade idea for the week. So I'm looking at the 450 calls here on MSTR. Um, Next one is let's talk about Bitcoin, and then I'll start talking about the other stocks that I've shared as well, especially NVDA, Tesla, and all the other stocks that many people are interested in. Bitcoin, nice clean breakout, nice consolidation. This is the consolidation that I was talking about on Friday. Nice little consolidation that's happening here on Bitcoin, and it kind of broke out over the weekend, right? So we'll see how it opens here. 106 has to hold before open. If 106 is holding, we are going all the way to 112 and then 120 here on Bitcoin. Looking pretty bullish. I know the market is having that shenanigan with the Moody's downgrade, but Bitcoin is definitely looking a lot more stronger than it did yeah, than the market does. And obviously MSTR is a very nice choice to play around with Bitcoin if you are interested in going long Bitcoin here. So keep an eye out for that. um, Now let me talk about individual stocks here. Nice little compression here on Apple. I think like if this trend line breaks down 207, 198, these are your two targets to the downside. There's a lot of call selling that I'm seeing on Apple, but if this upper trend line breaks, I do believe they will target 230 on Apple, and there are quite a bit of longer dated calls that are being picked up for Apple here. So keep an eye out for that on Apple for that nice little move towards the upside. So that's mostly what I think about Apple here. Next one is Adobe. I don't talk about or I don't trade this stock as much, but it is trying to break out and fill this bull gap here. I mean, the bear gap here, and any kind of pullback towards 400 to 403 is by the dip opportunity. It trades very, very thin. So just be aware of that and be a little bit more cautious about trading heavily on this particular name. Next one we'll talk about AVGO. You need 235 break towards the upside to play some calls. You absolutely need 219 to hold on any shenanigan towards the downside, or there is a very high chance that 196 is revisited again here on AVGO. 235 breaks, you can probably play the 240 calls here with the price target of 246 on AVGO. Next one is coin. Coin 269, 270. That's the break that you need. You are looking at 282 and 295 above. I believe 295 will be the target on coin if we have a break above 269 here. So keep an eye out for that. Relatively a stronger Bitcoin play here with a lot of volume coming in, with a lot of positive news as well. I know there's that SEC news, which is fluff, but like if 269 breaks, 280, 282, and 295 are my targets to the upside here on coin. Next one, let's look at Google. Google 169, that's a level that you want to see break. 169 breaks, 174 is the target above. Any dip towards 165, I will be again selling those CSPs. We did get quite a bit of information from quite a bit of returns from selling CSPs on Google as well. So keep an eye out for that on Google. Next one is let's see. NVIDIA. We wanted to talk about NVIDIA also. So NVIDIA looking pretty good. I know Jensen is going to talk in a few hours, and then we'll have to see how he kind of talks about it. Obviously, there will be a guide up on NVIDIA is how I'm seeing it based off the chips sale to chip sale restriction lifted, and also that the big deal that Trump has made with UAE. Actually, with the middle, I'll just say with the countries in the Middle East with his recent trip. So there might be a gap up. There might be a, I won't say a gap up, but there will be a guide up on revenue, I believe, on Nvidia. So keep an eye out for that. 140 calls and 138 calls, 140 calls were something that were there on the flow on Friday. So any kind of dip, a little bit of a dip towards like 135. Actually, I take that back. Any kind of dip towards 131 to 128, the 130 to 128, that's the region that you would probably want to pick up some calls for a bounce of for Nvidia. So keep an eye out for that on Nvidia. Next one is Tesla. Tesla is definitely looking very good. I mean, I think 400 is definitely on point for Tesla going into June. So keep an eye out for that. There's quite a bit of call flow also on Tesla. We are seeing that those 400 calls, 420 calls that are being bought again on Tesla. So it's going to create that FOMO when it kind of runs. So keep an eye out for that. I definitely would love a pullback towards 325 to 330, 336, so that I can buy back my calls or something like that. We'll see. But that's mostly what I'm thinking here about on Tesla. Next one is I wanted to talk about one specific stock in the call. Okay, here you go, Rivian. So look at the weekly time frame. This is the reason why we have that alert, I believe. Rivian, uh, uh, like the increasing volume, breakout of that trend line, and it is looking absolutely wonderful. Once that 16 level breaks, I did see a lot of 18 calls that were being picked up for 530, which is next week. Sorry, it is next week. Technically Sunday. It's going to be next week. So 16 break is going to 1775 and then 19. So I think there's a good chance that Rivian kind of looks like it's going to run from 16 plus. So keep an eye out for this stock. The best way to play this stock is to play to pick up shares. Shares are pretty cheap, so keep an eye out for that. And we will see what we can do with the market here. So um, that's mostly what I have. And if you have any other questions or concerns, do post it out in the traders lounge. One of the team members will definitely try to get back to you, and we will let's kill it next week with our you know with our positions and things like that.